Thanks for staying with us. I know we wanted to bring in our guest, but we wanted to see something for you.
Yes. So, you know, in a developing country like ours, aside from developing, before we get to the developed, the main job of the government is to protect the people's lives and property. And also, if it's needed, protect the people against themselves, protect the people. Like sometimes the people really do not understand or know what's best for them. Absolutely. And that's why we have leaders who are supposed to know better. We have leaders who go for trainings and courses, who will come with a broader knowledge to understand that, okay, this is still a cake. We need to move from this level. And so we must have the government protecting the people from themselves, especially in a world where there are several beliefs. See how a lot of people are believing what we're saying. That's one. Secondly,
I have to pause you. So the guest was called, that was journalist Comrade Japheth Odesoya, who's on the phone to help us shed some light on this. Good morning, Comrade. Oh, I'm so sorry. I do apologize for holding you. I really wanted to hear his thoughts. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, so then secondly, we must have deterrence so bad that before you think of accusing somebody, you will know that if it's a lie, if you are caught and it's a lie, you are going for it. Because all the years we've had things like that, at the end of the day, okay, no happen, no, oh, they don't return them. Everybody goes home. Nobody's arresting anybody. Nobody's prosecuting anybody. Nobody has been sent to jail for accusing somebody unjustly of taking their body parts. So if we have that strong deterrence that if we investigate this matter and we find that you told a lie that nearly cost somebody his life, you are in for it. It will reduce, because it's been a long time I heard this kind of thing. Growing up, it used to be like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. We'll hear it in one quarter, we'll hear it. I've never heard it in Lagos since I came to Lagos.
No,
I did not stay in that area. Yes, but for us to, in 2023, when the world has moved so far, we still have people who are collecting body parts. There must be strong deterrence. The police must be on it. The soldiers must be on it. All the security agencies must be on it. It must be a law in the constitution. That's accusing someone falsely. That's false accusation.
Let me take this call. We have the Comrade is back. Comrade, thanks for calling. Comrade Japheth Odesoya, he's going to be sharing his thoughts on this. Thanks for joining us this morning. Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Very well. Go ahead, please.
All right. It sounds always funny, you know, and it's demonstration of humiliation and ignorance on the part of those who are involved. I am a Babalawo and a practicing one for that matter, a court traditionally of Yoruba extraction. Then Oromela, who brought the Ifa religion and divinity into the world, I have never come across anywhere in the Ifa corpus where manhood is necessary, you know, for prosperity.
Wow.
All these ritualistic tendencies, they are alien. And it's sad because our own tradition has been doctored, perverted, so much so people see it as a demonic thing. It's sad. If you want to be prosperous, if I encourage you also be hardworking and be smart. It's in Nyma or some worry. Only iṣẹ́ ni tọ́jú. Owó iṣẹ́ ni béèrè. Elekuru owó tẹnu bá mọ̀ lẹ́nu iṣẹ́. Iṣẹ́ ní ṣe, iṣẹ́ ṣíṣe ni tọ́jú. That is, you have to be dutiful and be caring and be diligent in your business to prosper. So it's as simple as that.
Okay.
I don't know why you need manhood, what necessitated it. I can't just understand. It's not our tradition. It doesn't belong to us.
Thank you very much for clearing the air on that part, Sister. Now, I have this message from Jalil Aziz. He says that I don't believe in manhood being stolen or disappearing from a man. It is a barbaric belief and dysfunctional mindset. I once felt the same way when my marriage ceremony was underway. For a week, I was worried if my marriage would go on as planned because I couldn't have an erection. However, when I managed to put my mind at rest, it came back and everything, and even without medication. So it's all about the mind.
Thank
you very much for
but
that.
who can help us explain the shock?
Someone sent me a message. He's saying that he's experienced it, that it happened to him, But he's saying I should not mention his name. If we can put names to...
So he removed that.
That he said he experienced it. He didn't tell me details. It's on my WhatsApp now.
Expatiate because we want to understand.
If you're going to confuse me more, I don't want to hear it. That's the truth. I want to understand how this thing works. And I was going to answer to BC. We have our criminal law provides for malicious prosecution, false accusations as criminal. And somebody will do this thing, they will now say the thing returned, the person will now go
away
because we will not prosecute the person. We'll say sorry, or you too sorry for the amount of beating.
When somebody said earlier about we need a system in place, I'm not sure
this is
we need local government. We need a system that is very local to us. So imagine somebody who falsely accused somebody of removing manhood, and they cut off your 2 fingers because of that. You know, something is physically missing in your body because you see for everything you falsely accuse somebody, you have a missing part. When you lose 2 toes, 2 fingers, or you lose an ear, these are things that...
That's how I know they disappear. Hear
me. I'm talking about the consequence.
Right. The accuser now.
The accuser.
Yes.
We must lose a part of his body. You know, we need to go back to those local law because we act as if we are woke.
We are not woke anything.
But the truth is that we are not. We pretend to be because, oh yes, the world is globalized and there's enlightenment. But the truth is that in the core of our core, many of us aren't. And we need to go back to laws that can actually help to change mindset. And what kind of laws? It's not by saying take them to court, arrest them. That one not going to do anything. It is when you remove their fingers, you cut off their nose, you reduce problems. When they realize that if I do this, local government will arrest me and this will happen to me. They will never do that again in public.
Because I saw a mob action once where they were targeting the guy's head with sticks.
Hey.
If that guy gets home and they say sorry, as everybody says sorry, and he develops a mental health issue.
That's it.
That lives with him for life.
Yes.
The person that accused him will now be born. Is it proportional?
Or he will not be born again later.
No, is it proportional to the damage done?
And now go to heaven.
It's better to delay the justice, investigate it, than act. I'm not saying because some people are saying we are woke. It's better to investigate it, delay that justice, than to take that justice. You say waiting, and you rush somebody, you mob somebody. If you witness where a mob killed somebody before, you will never take part in it.
Remember Alufo?
Thank you. That thing was even trending. Most of us just read it. Alufo at the time, I didn't even have a phone. An Android phone I could use. We're using this small Palasa phone then. Now, you will stand, you will just see this thing happening. You will see people just rushing in droves and killing somebody.
So bloodthirsty.
Haruna from Abuja. Thanks for calling, Haruna. Final caller this morning. Good morning, Haruna. Yes, go ahead, please.
I want to contribute this topic.
Yes.
This is a very, very important topic you're bringing. Some people will just go and find trouble to put somebody in chest there.
Harm's way.
Like what happened day before yesterday in Wuse Market. These guys said the question. They are running to him. Unfortunately, he was armed. He said, anybody that touched me will die here. They will disappear. I think that this man was not with arms, with his body as a policeman. That's how they will just finish this man there. It's a good topic. If they steal your pennies, go to the police and report. Don't take the law into your hand. They kill many people. Not because of innocent people. Accused of people that have not do anything that will accuse me and start beating me. When you want to the police, bring your plate, bring your drink, let me see.
We have to wrap. Thank you very much, Mr. Harun. We have to wrap up. Your final thoughts?
No, I have comments.
Yeah,
so
ahead,
I have Son of Takum. Taraba State tour here is very popular for this. So he says this genital stealing of a thing is true and real. This has been happening for years. It happened to my elder brother in 2014. The trauma of it is what killed him some years after. I will reach out to Son of Takum, so I'll find out details on what happened, because we need to understand this phenomenon.
So we have to wrap up, but I think, as we said, from this conversation, we're asking questions because we don't know. Some are insisting it happened. Others are saying it is very unbelievable. But either way, the police have said, in many years, a few people have spoken to so far said, in all the years they've investigated stuff like this, when they come, when they finally have it, the manhoods are restored. So there's really no issue. Others are saying it has happened to family members. So this is just a part one of it. We still need to address it properly, where people who have actually had a missing genital as a result of this kind of thing would like to have you on the show. Call the numbers. You can send an email to yourview at tvccommunications.tv. Would really like to hear from you so that we can then design some kind of a system to help nip this in the bud somehow. Because if we don't know if it really exists, if there's confusion of is it there or is it not there, it's not clear on government. So let us have clarity, and once we do, hopefully government can help us to resolve it. But that's all we can take on this. Thank you all for joining the conversation. When we come back, bringing our Let's Talk guests, stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So this morning we're discussing an issue that has been trending for the past few weeks in different parts of the country. The issue of the allegation that people's manhood have been stolen at different points in time. So lots of videos on social media of people claiming that either their spouse's manhood was stolen or their own manhood was stolen. And where we've had jungle justice, where people are killing people based on an allegation that they stole somebody's manhood. These stories have been going on. There was even one on the FCT, Day area of the FCT, after an angry mob attacked a policeman attached to the Gwagwa Police State Division. Policemen, about 5 of them, and the gathered that yet to be identified man had raised the alarm of his manhood disappearing after coming in contact with a young man called Mubarak. And the resident of the area who did not want to be named, the mob surrounded him and began to beat him to restore the alleged the missing manhood. And one thing is clear. Nobody has even shown a clear evidence of the empty space of this man. Because, that's the question I've been asking. Have we seen a clear picture of the man or woman's private parts that's been missing based on these allegations? Nobody has said that, but it's only either we see the jungle justice, we see people being arrested, we see people crying and wailing, doing videos. What are your thoughts on this? How do we move forward? I got messages, loads of messages over the weekend concerning this matter that we need to look into it. What are your thoughts on this? Does it really happen? Do you know somebody it happened to? I would love to hear from you. Have you experienced a kind of a jungle justice? Have you even heard of this story before? Let us hear from you. You can call us on the numbers on your screen: 081-076-41679, 0902-4163440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. I know we don't want to always act ignorant of these some things. Some people will say, oh, this is happening. You guys don't pretend like it doesn't happen. Well, some of us have no idea it really happens. Some believe it happens, others believe it does. What are your thoughts? Do I start with you?
Yeah, start with me because I have very little to say about it. I don't believe that it happens.
Right.
I think that people make these things up so that they can attack somebody. Maybe they already have like a grudge or something or a grouse with the person, and then they set a person up because it does not make sense to me if that person is not quickly taken to a hospital and then determined physically that the person is without, the body parts that is missing. And this idea of just immediately pouncing on the person that's been accused without proper investigation, without confirmation, without even confirming who this accuser is, for me, that's just a big issue. Why is it so easy for us to immediately pounce on someone, want to kill the person, or even go as far as killing someone without confirming that what you have accused them of is the truth? I've seen a video where a woman who happened to just be walking through the market, and immediately she was stopped. And the person accused her, you just touched my whatever and it's gone. And immediately people surrounded her. They wanted to beat her because someone somewhere that no one knows just accused her of it. And I like that, we're discussing this so that we know exactly what this means. And if it has happened, can we see pictures? Can we see evidence? Can we see police reports with evidence showing that this actually happens? And when it does, what do? Do they put it in a box? Do they put it in their purse? And where do they take it to? What do they use it for? It does not make sense to me. I just think these are mischievous people that need to be dealt with.
Someone is saying something here. Truth is truth. It says, Morayo was trying to correct. It said it does not disappear, but it shrinks to a smaller size. And I'm asking, how did you know the size of the man's manhood before it shrank? We need proper investigations. Growing up, I used to hear this thing, it started from way back, and it usually happens in the marketplace, maybe those AK days or Orie days and all of that, where the market is usually crowded. Somebody will just hit you, and the next thing, they are mobbing somebody, they are killing somebody, accusing the person of stealing another person's manhood. I want to believe it's a superstition, because so far, we haven't seen anyone who it was proven that there was no longer manhood, or the manhood now became like that of a little child. We need to prove certain things. Who are those people that know this man to ascertain that the manhood was bigger than it is? And, you know, we need to investigate properly before we start. And it also has a lot to do with communicating to people. A lot of information needs to be passed. Most of the people who we hear that this kind of things happen to are basically illiterates who would gather and just feel, we've heard, though, it has disappeared, though, and everybody's carrying stick, they're carrying stones, they're carrying everything to kill the person who they have not even checked. The owner of the manhood that has allegedly disappeared has not even been checked to see, is he still there? But once you mention it, everybody's running to kill the next person. The police needs to get into this. You know, that area of, you know, the occurrence, wherever it happens, the people there need to be questioned. We need to begin to prosecute people so that people don't just die on superstitious, unbelievable things like this. Even growing up too, it was not just the manhood, though. They will say your breast will disappear. Somebody hits you and your body part. How does somebody hit you? How can somebody hit you and your body part disappears? And nobody takes you to the hospital to even check, to be sure that it was there before or it actually disappeared, and we are rushing to kill people. So please, this should be made a crime. It should be added to the Constitution. The police should be on this. It's a crime to touch anybody's hair that something disappeared. Take the person to court. Let them prove it there.
You know, well, I'll come to you, Nyma, your thoughts, because I think I would like to drive this conversation to the issue of jungle justice. But let me hear your initial thoughts of this. Do you even believe it happens in the first place? Let's start with that.
So I can only imagine, most people who believe it, believe in juju. And our law does not fully recognize juju. There's a part where our law recognizes some form of physical. So you use something on somebody's cup or hand, that kind of juju. But the law doesn't fully recognize juju as the way they see it. So the law does not know an unseen or a supernatural occurrence. So those people who carry out this mob justice, I've seen this thing happen too many times. As a human being, I've never seen it in my life. I can only imagine if somebody said my breast disappear. If you come back, I don't want the breast anymore. That's the truth. Breast that have go and come back, it's not a breast. That's the truth. I don't want it again. One time, somebody was on a bike and a guy behind him, suddenly he just started screaming. Something has disappeared, it has disappeared. And then they gathered this poor guy, they mobbed him, they killed him, the body was there. I had to be calling Lagos State before somebody came to... We were suffering from the pandemic that was likely to happen from that body for 5 days before they came to carry that body. And that trauma has not left me. So me, if they carry pennies from me, I don't want it again.
So when I read this report... Okay, go ahead.
The other time I saw it, somebody reasonable was on top of it. The chairman in charge of Okada riders in my neighborhood heard this shout again, and he was done with them just carrying out jungle justice. So he summoned the people. The moment they started the shout, he summoned them and told the other guy, how can you prove to us that your something have disappeared?
Sure.
He kept starting. When he touched me, the thing disappeared. He said, come and pull your trouser. That was the end of it.
Oh, it was a lie.
Pull your trouser here. Let everybody that you have called to help you fight for your something that disappeared. Let them all see whether it disappeared. Before you join. That's one action from that man. Till today, we are best of friends. Because I've never seen somebody that daring to a crowd.
I mean, I'm looking at all the reports from Daily Post, so many posts, and there are situations where somebody's saying 6 people lost their genitals in this. So there's some communities that are saying that people are losing, and everybody's going and believing this story.
Let's see.
Somebody who's going to investigate this for us. Let me take this call from Tunde calling from Agodo. Good morning, Tunde. Thanks for calling. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, I mean, as much as we want to, I don't want us to trivialize it or even
we're not trivializing.
Or making it look like some kind of thing that can never happen. Because for multiple communities to be saying the same thing, maybe there's something going on that we don't really fully understand.
I believe there's a syndicate on this.
Okay.
That's the way I see it. That there are a group of people who just like to go into communities and make sure somebody is mobbed to death. That's the way I see it. Okay. Because most of the results in my area was mob to death.
So it wasn't about the genitals.
They never tried
to mob somebody to death.
They never tried to get it to a police station. Online recently, I saw a woman who was accused of taking somebody, and the woman spoke up for herself and insisted, don't touch me, let's go to the police station so you can prove it because I didn't touch you. She kept insisting. And then, bam, that woman was not mobbed. Most times when people are accused like that, you are still confused of how it's possible to disappear somebody something. While in that confusion, they will say it's guilt.
Yes.
We saw security officers online who something like that was reported to, and they didn't even let the accused talk. The more he was confused about what to say, the more he was beaten. helplessly, and the video is online. So we can't continue like that.
Nike, thanks for calling, ma.
Yeah.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
I'm very happy that I'm able to
speak to us.
To talk to people.
Yes.
This thing, it has been giving me problems. Why will somebody just say, killing me below, and they will start beating? The Nigeria that we are now, and we have been going to school. And we don't think that there is listening to up to that standard. That people will just be killing people anyhow. It's good. And there's
oh, Elijah, it's difficult to hear you. I'm so sorry, I couldn't hear you properly. So what Nyma is saying, if I'm clear, is that it's not about the genitals missing. It's about the need. There's some kind of a spiritual need to mob somebody to death. Maybe internally, maybe that's
like rituals.
Rituals,
need,
right? To mob, to kill
blood.
somebody, to take blood publicly.
Yeah.
So that they now use that
as an excuse
to mob somebody.
My theory is, as I said earlier, that I feel maybe someone actually has a personal grudge against the person and sets the person up. I think that they use the opportunity also to cause commotion so that they can steal, can do proper, do like other criminal activities without getting caught or without getting noticed. It is not, I also believe that it's not about genitals, but I also do not think it's a spiritual thing. I think it's mischievous, criminally minded people that are causing commotion, and innocent victims are caught up in it.
Okay, so Bola Joko Adegbite here says, good morning, ladies. This thing happens. Not all is true, though. I've seen an old woman who was accused of taking manhood before. They stripped her naked, and I saw like skinless penises between her thighs. So on one hand,
skinless penises. Let me imagine that for a second.
A woman
how does she know it's skinless penis?
She said she saw it.
What if she was a hermaphrodite?
So let's you know, assume that on one hand it's not spiritual, like you said, and on another hand it's spiritual, right? How do we now prove that it actually happened? One of the ways we can prove, like the story you just gave us now, where the man said, oh yeah, strip the person you have accused, let us see. That's one way to prove, so that you don't
kill the accuser. You mean?
The accuser, the accuser. We show what happened. They stole your own. Is this person that stole? You strip. Let us see. Before people start touching anybody. And then if it's not ascertained, maybe as we see it, because we can never tell, this is the world, things can happen. You now see that something has happened, please carry them to the police. Yes. The police will know what to do with them or take it over from there. Because one of the reasons why we will not allow people just kill people for hearsay is because it may be a lie. Yeah. But what if it's true? Because the spiritual still controls the physical. You just showed me a picture now in this thing where they showed. It's a horrible picture to look at. She just showed it to me now.
I just saw it on
Twitter. An adult is looking like that of a child. And that's what they say happens when they take it. It's not like it disappears.
That's not even how a child's own looks.
Let me go on a break.
When you come back, we'll talk
further
about
on this matter, because stay with us, we'll be right back.